What is the hog?
Good question.
That is a good question. It's just kind of the quest of getting somewhere, I guess. I guess it would be like a form of suffering.
It's not the destination, it's the hog.
It's the hog. Special type of person to want it, I think. Margus Riga.
Yeah!
Absolute weapon, super fit. I think he's 109 this year or something, and he still climbs up the mountain faster than anybody.
We got Electric Chet, one of Ken's best friends growing up. A man that can thrive in the depths of a sufferfest, and as a writer to tell the story.
Fraser, we needed a guy there to fix anything that broke, and someone who wouldn't whine.
Well, not out loud.
And of course, Kenny, the hairball mastermind of the A to B, and you know, putting in plans A through D.
This story we're about to tell you is about a 9-day trip from the North Chilcotins to the South Chilcotins. I've been out there for 5 or 6 years, riding out there now, and then, I don't know, you just get looking and you want to go a little farther, you know, and you want to start being like, oh, maybe we can connect up this trail with that trail. And then all of a sudden you're looking in some mountain out as far away as you can possibly go. We had to build a raft and take some boats and climb some mountains, and definitely got into some serious bushwhacking and got lost a lot. And yeah, the crow flies, it's about a 200K trip. Going to the edge and coming back.
Chilcotin Hogyssey.
Instantly on the plane ride, like Dale was like, so you guys are going to Tatleoko Lake? And we were like, yeah. And he was like, I've never landed on Tatleoko Lake before.
Yeah, as far as I understand, yeah, you hadn't landed there.
Yeah, and
so he was almost as stoked as we were. All the while, Kenny pointing out the window at giant passes that we were going to,
yeah.
You know, own that one too.
I think for me it started getting quiet as soon as he shut the engine off and we started unloading the bikes, and I was like, man, we're way out there. Yeah, the plane left and it was like, let's get to work, you know what I mean? Like, we know what we have to do.
It's mixed emotion. There's a sense of relief that we're there. It's finally happening. All the planning and everything is culminized. To take 9 or 10 days, and all you have to do every morning is get up and ride your bike. It's actually
it's the best.
It's surreal, yeah. It's
the best. Bracewell Lodge, yeah, we got dropped off and we started climbing up the mountain, and we had to go through their property to get on the trail, and they invited us in for coffee and we wanted to fill up for water, and met Jerry Bracewell. And
it's pretty humbling to fly in that far and then you come across a ranch that a 95-year-old woman holds down.
Yeah, first female Canadian hunting guide. To meet her was absolutely one of the highlights of the trip for me.
She had a cabin just up that we're gonna find when we get up to the plateau, and that to look in for it gave us the, you know, a little bit of beta to find it there. And you know what, it actually couldn't have come a better time, because we summited that and got dropped right into a hailstorm. To come across a cabin with that kind of history, just tucked away up in the woods, and you hear their Chester and Ken from down by the lake. Sweet cabin alert! Yeah. Sweet cabin alert! What? There's another cabin? We ripped down the lake and there's a brand new wood-fired sauna right on the lake.
Brand new sauna right on the lake up on top of the mountain.
Just to dry your bones out. It was a pretty surreal start to an unbelievable trip.
Absolutely. We got up in the morning after staying at Jerry Bracewell's cabin and had a pretty wicked descent down to Chilco Lake Lodge, where we had some hot meals and a sauna and a party barge lined up for the next day to get us to the Nemaya Valley.
Oh, Ken! You all right?
I can't believe we made it.
We really did it! Which ended up being about a 2.5-hour boat ride. It was a party barge.
It really
It wasn't actually a boat, it was a party barge.
I was sitting on a lawn chair.
The whole like shore was like beaten by the wind, and there was big mountains coming down and glaciers, and it was blue water, and the waves were coming over the boat, and we had all the bikes lined up there. And it was just another sense of like going into a really remote place. After the party barge, we had to bike about 30-35K down the Namai Valley roads. We had to get up onto the mountain to our right and up to this mining road that was going to take us to Seco Lake, where our food drop was essentially.
Yeah!
Sick!
It opens up right here, Ken.
Get in there!
Nice! Nice! Oh yeah, right through here. Oh, sweet! Yeah!
Easily the farthest, longest consistent day of suffering, for sure, to get us up to where we needed to be, to kind of our checkpoint.
We're trying to get to the lake, find some water. Oh my god, look at the color of that thing!
Absolutely one of the coolest lakes I've ever seen in my life.
Just nestled in a high alpine.
High alpine,
meadow.
beautiful weather, and yeah.
It
We
was-
woke up
it was
to
worthy.
the coolest, that was like the coolest morning of the whole trip, probably, for me.
They're good friends, and all they ever ask of you is just to keep going.
This is it. This is the road that we've been looking for 2 days. We only had to climb 7 mountains to get here.
Yeah, we rode a mining road with no blowdown on it for about 20 minutes of like 70 kilometers an hour.
Oh yeah, like way faster than we ever should have gone. And we had a roller coaster of a run, a heater of a run down the mountain to get there.
Let me tell you about the raft. Brought saws, we brought paracord. We watched a couple YouTube videos. And there was some serious incentive to get across the lake. A, we had to get home. B,
We had to eat.
our re-up of food and was there. And C, we had about 50 tall boy IPAs, like the most alcohol we could fit in beer cans. Within an hour, we had our deck basically laid out, like this 25-foot long raft by like 8 or 10 feet.
The ram had held our mass for our SS double skull, and ultimately I think that's what brought us the juju we needed.
We were nervous because there was a current out there, and we knew that if we got caught in the river, we'd have to abandon ship, and we were gonna lose our shit. We were on the bow, like just hammering, like
It was
we were just hammering.
25 minutes of full, like luckily the water was cold that you couldn't feel your legs slapping.
And we're just like hammering, and then it was just like Fraser's just like standing all of a sudden.
Chester, I can touch!
Woo! It's one of those stories you'll be like 85 years old, still in a wheelchair, telling the story, but it'll be like totally like skewed. And
Yeah, exactly. It's
the river was 3 kilometers. We were out there for 4 days.
That's right. It's like farming, just growing the story. And so we carried on the next morning. Trail! Right away in the morning, found the trail. The trail opened up quite a bit. Whoa, almost went over the bars there. Hey! And then hogged our way up the ridge.
Warner passed the tree line, yeah, in one day, and then kind of home free after that because we knew the area by this point. It's kind of like we made it. Now we can just go for a bike ride.
Yeah, do a nice Chilcotin tour.
You get to the park boundary. It's totally beautiful. It's a massive descent down to Warner Lake.
That was actually pretty wild.
Ooh, it's steep. Yeah.
Yeah, you're back into man's land.
Yeah.
You know, we were come from no man's to man's land.
Yeah.
And into recognizable terrain.
Less decisions, more just riding trails. Yeah, we started making our way up the Deer Pass, and Margus and I had ridden this route about a month before.
There's so much texture to it. It's so grippy.
Mountain climbing with bikes.
That was the last really hard push to get out of that bowl, like out of that glacier, and Shiva is super cool. There's a reason the park boundary is at the top of Warner Pass. No brakes, 90 kilometers an hour, like as fast as you can.
It was incredible.
Like, fast.
In pure reckless Newton style, I got pretty loose, and yeah, I managed to tear my tire, which Chester hung out and helped me sort that out, and I zip tied the sidewall back together. Zip tied every last zip tie we had, and managed to hold it on, and I rode the fucking Bronco that bike was for the remainder, the last 12 or 15K out of that valley.
For sure, pushing it for sure for us, and just seeing if we could do it, you know, like putting it all together, something to work on,
And to go linear was pretty cool, like not to loop, but to...
Yeah, a point to point.
Point to point was pretty exciting.
Every day is new, for sure, yeah.
It's just unbelievable how much terrain there is out there.
Was that just fucking best?
Unreal.
Wow!
A couple beers stashed in the truck, nice hot beers.
Yeah, with some hot beers in the truck. We hugged each other.
Yeah, we all hugged, actually. We hugged.
It's a massive sense of relief for me, honestly, to get it. To put that together and get all my buddies in there. We should just do it every year. Probably doing 7 days next time.
7 days.